a Strudel Brothers production. And welcome back to Ohio Tabletop Gamers. So tonight is my second army of I have too many HDF models and don't know what to do with them lists. So tonight's list is an infantry battalion. So we're going to get into this real quickly and hopefully you'll like it. So starting things off, I have the recruits. 2 units of 10 to start out doing some screening. Hopefully they don't die in turn 1. That would be very nice. And following right behind the recruits, again for another list, I have 2 units of 10 of grunt robots. Yes, I know. That's 2 lists in a row that I've made with grunt robots, even though I really do not like these units. But they, again, give me more activations, which I need for this list, especially for this list. So there they are, 2 units of grunt robots. And now we get to the core of the army list. I have 3 units of 20 infantry. Each unit has a company leader attached, and each company leader has the precision shooter buff. No extra weapons or anything special other than just the precision shooter on the company leaders. Now the first company will be armed with 14 rifles, 3 laser rifles, 1 fusion rifle, and 2 heavy machine guns. They will be given the regeneration and hold the line boost aura. That's the first company. As for the second company, 14 rifles, 3 laser rifles, 1 fusion rifle, 2 heavy machine guns, along with hold the line boost aura and the regeneration aura. So that's 2 pretty much armed the same way. The third company has 15 rifles, 2 laser rifles, 1 grenade launcher with 2 heavy machine guns, hold the line boost aura, and regeneration. So all 3 of these companies were given the heavy weapon squads. So I'm going to be carrying, yes, 2 heavy machine guns for each one of these companies. And as you heard, most of them have laser rifles, a couple of them have fusion in there, and 1 has a grenade launcher. So that would be the core of my army list. Following them, my headquarters, if you will, is a double unit of veterans, along with a storm leader, also with a precision shooter buff and nothing else except for that. Now, the veterans are armed with 8 rifles, 2 laser cannons. They also have been given the hold the line boost aura and the regeneration, and I also gave them the heavy armor, which gives them the 4+ armor. So, yes, just regular rifles, 2 laser cannons, along with the regen, hold the line boost aura, and the armor +4. Yep. So this is kind of like my headquarters with the longer range shooting laser cannons, which gives me 1 attack each, AP 3, deadly 3. And since they're quality 4 with the veterans and the precision shooter buff, I'll be hitting on 3s with these. And it's a pretty good range. It's a 36-inch range. So I figured this was pretty good to put in as a headquarter unit to give some long range, deadly support fire. And behind them, I have 2 units of 5 of stormtroopers. Now they're armed with 3 heavy rifles, a storm machine gun, and a drum rifle. Both of them are armed exactly the same. They both have hold the line boost aura, and they both have the regeneration aura. So that gives me, of course, the heavy rifles, an AP1, 3 AP1 attacks. The storm machine gun gives me 4 attacks at AP1. And of course the drum rifle is 2 attacks with rending. I did not put the ambush on these, so they're going to be ground pounders on this one. So I think it works out pretty well. Next, I have one unit of sappers, which obviously they have relentless, so that is great. They're all armed with a rapid laser rifle, so that gives them a 30-inch range, 2 attacks each at AP3. So I'm going to kind of use them as a support role with that long range. Hopefully we can get some 6s so we can get the relentless going. And next up we have one mortar team. That gives me the 30-inch range blast with the indirect fire. So hopefully, some nice support. And finally, I have one field cannon with a 30-inch range, 2 attacks, AP2, blast 3. So we'll see how this does. It's not able to be moved, as you know, with artillery, but I thought the model looked cool and I wanted to use it. So there it is. That rounds out the list. Comes out to a grand total of 2,985 points. Again, for a 3,000 point game. So this was my infantry battalion. I think it's going to do pretty well. At least I hope. I do love the infantry. And so I'm pretty used to using infantry units. So this one's kind of right into my wheelhouse here. And it's given me 13 activations out of 15 possible. So I did try to max it as much as I could, but I really wanted the firepower. So the idea is to maximize infantry's firepower along with its durability. So that is why I put 3 units of 20 infantry in there. I did add a couple fusion, a grenade launcher, the laser rifles, but also put in the heavy weapons teams, 2 in each unit of the heavy machine guns to give as much firepower as I could downrange, along with, of course, the durability of having the regen and the hold the line boost aura. Adding those 2 T3 heavy machine guns to each unit is really going to make them a lot more durable. They're going to last a lot longer. The heavy machine gun firepower along with the laser rifles are really going to give them some more firepower and boost up, especially with the precision shooter buff I put on there. Now with the veterans, they were mostly, I didn't arm them with anything like shotguns or anything because I wanted to put the 2 laser cannons in there along with precision shooter so they can give a long range, deadly support. But they also have the regen and hold the line boost. And then, of course, I did the same thing with my stormtroopers. Of course, they have the heavy rifle, so they all have the AP1s, and you have the storm machine gun. And so they also have the regen and hold the line boost aura. So what I was trying to do, like I said, was maximize my firepower, but also make them as durable as I can. So again, my infantry, my stormtroopers, my veterans all have their regeneration. And a lot of them are carrying, of course, heavy weapons, which gives them that extra T3 units inside there. So it should really help them stay alive. Now, as for, of course, the recruits, chaff for screening. And then, of course, the grunt robots. I'm not, as you know, a big fan of them, but they are working out really well with this list, especially in 2 units of 10. So I'm going to utilize them for a lot of screening. Also, the sappers, I like those rifles because they have the AP3s and they have a lot of range to them with relentless. I don't have to expose them. They're very fragile. So I can keep them at a pretty good distance and get some really good AP3 shots out from them. With that relentless, who knows? It might work out really well to drop, some wounds onto like a couple mid-level T3 units my opponent may have, something like that. Now, the mortar teams, I absolutely think that mortar teams are pretty much garbage. But they fit into the points of this list. So I did just I had the models from a long time ago. So again, that's the whole purpose of these lists, is to use models that I never really use, and I want to put them into a list. So here you go, a mortar team. That gives me, a pretty good range of support with blast. And then, of course, the cannon, the artillery gun. Basically, it's a battle cannon that can't move. It's got the AP2 blast 3s. So hopefully I can position that at the beginning of the game to where I have a good field of fire, because it is not indirect, so I have to have line of sight with it. But it's such a cool model that I have to use it. So all in all, that's at least the idea, is to maximize as much firepower as you can get from infantry units with the HDF, along with the regen and hold the line boost order to give them the most durability that I can possibly give them. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I really enjoyed putting this list together. I think this is probably one of my favorite out of the 4 that I've put together. So, of course, it's infantry, right? Surprise, surprise. But I think this one is going to be fun to play. I think I haven't really put the heavy firepower into an infantry list like this until now. So I'm actually really curious to see, with the added firepower, how much better they can be. Because normally when I run infantry, I run them purely for durability, not for firepower. So my idea is to make them stay on an objective, contesting or taking an objective, just basically staying alive, not really putting anything into their firepower. So now I'm running 3 company leaders and a storm leader in here, all with precision shooter and with all these heavy weapons everywhere. So this is definitely a bit different than how I run the infantry, but I'm real excited to see how this one goes. So, yep. So if you're wondering about the models, real quick, my infantry, my veterans, my stormtroopers for the most part, my sappers, and my recruits, along with all the heavy weapons, including the artillery gun, except for the mortars, all are Victoria miniatures. Now the crews of the heavy weapons, along with my grunt robots, and a few scattered here and there within the stormtrooper unit, and a couple in the infantry unit, those come from Marcher Empires at War. They have excellent models, by the way, so does Victoria Miniatures. If you haven't checked either one of those out, please do. They are excellent models, and I've printed every single one of these. Also, in the back with my mortar teams, those actually come from another game. Those are GW with some modifications. But those actually, yes, are GW models. So yes, the models are really cool. I love Marcher Empires at War. They have excellent models. I love Victorian Miniatures. They have very good models for HDF. Now, don't get me wrong, I like OPR's models for HDF. They are really cool. It's just not the style I go with when I put these together. I go more for a British, Australian look, World War II, World War I style. I just like that. So that's what I've kind of based all my HDFs after. But no, not to knock OPR's models at all. They are really cool. They're just a little too modern looking for me. So anyway, but yeah, they do have good models. But if you do like the World War II, World War I style, check out Victoria Miniatures, check out Empires at War, Marcher Empires at War. They do have really good models. So anyway, that is the list. List number 2. An all infantry list, no vehicles whatsoever. So hopefully this one will do better than all the other lists, because I normally just run infantry. So this one definitely I know how to run well, even though I normally don't put this kind of firepower into an infantry army. But I do know how to run an infantry list. So let's hope that this one has great success, because after I just talked myself up, I hate to be tabled with this army. It will look really bad. So anyway, I want to thank you all for sticking around and listening to me ramble on about, miniatures that I have sitting in boxes underneath the table and all. But this list here, yes, definitely my favorite. I do appreciate everyone that is watching the videos. I appreciate everyone who makes comments, and especially those of you that have subscribed to the channel. We really do appreciate it. Just a little heads up, Gunter is going to be doing some faction reviews with some of the armies that he runs, like the Dwarves and the Wolves, the Plague, other things like that. So he's going to be doing a couple videos here hopefully soon, going over his lists and why he picks what he picks to put in his list. So that should be all pretty cool to have him coming up here soon. So with that, I guess I should bid you good night. Again, thank you all for watching, subscribing, leaving comments. We really do appreciate all this. So I hope you all have many more happy games ahead of you. I wish the best for you and your family. Take care.